Civilization 6 is one of the most iconic games ever made, and while it has great mechanics and amazing visuals, there are core issues and things that you must know before you buy it. But Civilization 6 is a turn-based strategy game where you must build and expand your own empire from the ground up. But this is not easy, as the game takes place on a randomly generated map that are filled with terrains like plains, mountains, and oceans. You'll begin with a small settlement and must then work to develop into a powerful empire over thousands of years. Now you play as the role of a historical leader, and you must guide your civilization through different eras, anywhere from the ancient age to the information age. The ultimate goal is to achieve one of several victory conditions: discrete domination through military conquest, achieving a cultural victory by becoming the most influential, launching a spaceship, and much more. But no matter what, the game has a big focus on strategic decisions and how you manage your resources, develop your cities, and how you conduct diplomacy, as the entire outcome of the game will depend on your ability to balance growth, research new technologies, build powerful armies, but also maintain good relations with other civilizations or outsmart them. But in terms of the main gameplay, it starts with you and a small city that you must then gradually expand to become a massive empire. And this is all done by exploring the map, settling new cities, and even engaging with other civilizations. The game will begin with the most basic mechanics. You'll be moving your units, exploring the map, and building simple structures. For an example, you could start the game by sending a scout to explore nearby terrain, revealing resources like reed or iron, which are of course crucial for developing your own city. As you then progress through time, you'll unlock more advanced technology and units. And it is this gradual progression that allows you to develop new strategies, or even building wonders like the pyramids. But one of the key mechanics is the resource management, and you must be very efficient in terms of how you use gold, food, and even production to grow your city. For instance, your gold can be used to purchase units or buildings, while the food will ensure the growth of your population. And these resources and how you manage them is therefore crucial. Another important aspect is the entire technology tree, where you must research new technologies that unlocks advanced buildings, units, and abilities. But not only that, diplomacy and interactions with other civilizations are also very significant, both in terms of trades, making alliances, or even going to war. And it is all of these mechanics combined that makes the game truly unique and why people love it so much. And that brings me to my next point, the progression system. So you start from a small settlement and must then build into a vast and powerful empire. And as mentioned before, the early game is all about establishing your first city, exploring the map, and kind of laying the groundworks. But as you progress to the mid game and even later stages, you can access to more advanced technologies and units. You'll also see a gameplay shift where the focus will be more on optimizing city growth, managing a larger empire, and preparing yourself for more complex challenges. And then by the end game, it is all about trying to achieve one of the victory conditions. So launching a spaceship for science, spreading your own culture around the entire globe for a cultural victory, and much more. And it is this end game that is characterized by high stakes decision making, as you must use your resources and advancements to outmaneuver your opponents. Now, I want to go a bit further into some of the most unique features and what makes the game truly stand out. And it is by far the district system. So unlike previous games in the series, where all your buildings are constructed within a single city, in Civ 6, you need to build specialized districts on separate tiles from the city. So every district will have a separate purpose. This could be science, culture, religion, military. For example, the campus district is only dedicated to science, and you can have buildings like libraries and universities. So in this system, you must choose every district to build based on your overall strategy and the resources in your area. This means that city development is not only about building structures, but also about making smart decisions on where to place them. Furthermore, it encourages a lot of planning ahead and considering long-term benefits, making every city layout very unique. As you can probably tell, with all these mechanics and the complexity, this is not an easy game to start. Now there are difficulty settings, and as a beginner you might start on easy, where it is more forgiving and the AI is less aggressive. However, even the easiest settings, the game will not hold your hand. And while there are tutorials and in-game tips, you are pretty much left to your own device in terms of strategy and decision making. For example, you must decide yourself how to allocate your resources, manage your city growth, and how you engage in diplomacy with other civilizations. And these decisions can be very complex, and even a very experienced player can sometimes make massive mistakes. Now this doesn't mean that the game is for hardcore players only, as a more casual player could focus on building your empire at a more relaxed pace, where they focus on exploration, culture, or even trade. Where the hardcore players, on the other hand, could really try with higher difficulty settings, where the AI is much more competitive and where every decision will matter a lot. Another standout feature of the game are the graphics. They are honestly very detailed and really bring the game to life. The art style is very colorful and slightly cartoonish, which makes it very visually appealing, but also easier to navigate. The landscapes and the cityscapes will also change over time as you progress through different eras, and will therefore reflect technology and cultural advancements. But the graphics are not the only thing. You also have a great music and sound design, and they play a significant role in creating a really immersive atmosphere. For example, the music music for the more ancient times is more subdued and traditional, while it shifts more modern music later on. And it is this combination of the graphics, the music, and the sound effects that will contribute to make a rich and engaging atmosphere. But that being said, the game is not perfect, and there are several pros and cons we need to cover. The first pro is the deep strategic gameplay. The game is so rich, and there are so many complex and strategic elements, and so many ways to build and manage your empire. You can focus on different paths every time, like science, culture, or military, really making every playthrough quite unique. The next pro is the flexible difficulty levels. The game offers many difficulty settings, so for more casual player, you could focus on exploring and building up your empire, while the more hardcore player could choose the hardest setting. But these difficulty settings don't just make it easier or harder, they're actually more flexible than that. So the harder you go, the more penalties you will get, and the more starting advantages the AI will get. So the AI will get bonuses to their combat strength, their production value, and even their gold income. But these bonuses are not the only thing. They also become way more aggressive and harder to work with, and it's one of the most interesting difficulty settings that I've ever seen in a game, and can be very hard to deal with at the highest levels. The next pro is the sheer variety of civilizations, but also leaders. There are so many civilizations and leaders to choose, each of them with their own unique abilities, but also units. And it is this variety that allows for very diverse strategies and playstyles, really adding to the game's replayability. And the final pro is the beautiful graphics and the music. As you can tell, the game has very vibrant graphics, but also a well-crafted soundtrack that overall really enhance the immersion. Furthermore, the changing visuals and the music as you progress through time really adds a sense of growth and advancement. And now for the cons. The first con is the steep learning curve. This game can be quite overwhelming when you first start out, especially with the complex systems and mechanics, and you must be prepared for a learning curve and that it will take time to learn how everything works. The next con is the slow pace. This game can be quite slow, and especially in the early stages or when you're managing a very large empire. And the final con is the AI inconsistency. The AI behavior can sometimes be very unpredictable and not in a good way. Sometimes it can be very challenging and other times not, which could definitely affect the enjoyment of the game. But with all that said, let's grade the game. And Civilization 6 gets a massive 9 out of 10. And it gets that for many reasons. First, the exceptional blend of deep strategy, diverse content, and a great immersive world. It is so rich and allows you to lead a civilization through history. Furthermore, the complex systems like the district system and the many diverse victory conditions provide you with countless strategies to build and expand your empire. Furthermore, the game's graphics and the soundtrack are also top-notch and really enhances the overall experience. However, the game is not perfect and there are several drawbacks. The steep learning curve can be quite daunting when you're new. Also, the slower pace might not appeal to everyone if you're looking for more fast action. Additionally, the AI can sometimes be inconsistent, which can be quite frustrating. But despite these minor issues, it is honestly one of the best strategy games out there, offering tons of replayability and a truly rewarding experience. So if you're a fan of strategy games where thoughtful decision making and long-term planning are crucial, then Civilization 6 is simply a must buy and it's definitely worth your time and money. For more amazing games, click here.